What is going on, everybody? John with Refinery Fragrances back for another video. It's that time of year again. Cool weather, leather jackets, and my top 5 fragrances for fall. Before I get into the list, if you guys are new to the channel, or maybe you're not new to the channel and have yet to hit subscribe, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon for notifications for all future uploads. Okay, so fall is my absolute favorite time of the year. I love the weather. 60 degrees-ish is my favorite kind of weather. Here in Nashville, it stays pretty warm deep into the fall, but just now, we're nearing the end of October and we're starting to get some cooler weather. So now I am bringing out all the fragrances that I love to wear. And this is just a time where, you know, for my taste, I love heavy, dense, woody, spicy fragrances. I love oud and rose combinations, and this is the time where I really get to bring it out and start wearing them. So I'm really excited to be bringing you guys my top 5. So let's get into the list. Okay, so starting at number 5, we have a newcomer to the fragrance community. It's been quite hyped since it was released just this year, and it is the only designer fragrance on this list. I am talking about Dior Sauvage Elixir. I actually bought this over the summer, and I knew pretty much right away that this was gonna be perfect for the fall season, and it really is perfect for this time of year. It's not too hot, it's not too cold outside, so this is perfect for that because it still has some freshness, you know, in the fragrance, but it really is dominated by the spices, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the cardamom that's in here, and then the amber in the base. Just these heavier, denser, a bit sweeter notes are just perfect for the cooler weather. And not to mention, this thing is a monster performer, and I've gotten quite a few compliments wearing it already. And so I'm really excited to wear this throughout the fall this year. Check it out, Dior Sauvage Elixir at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is a fragrance that might give you an idea as to how strong this list is, if I do say so myself. This is one I've had in my collection for about 1.5 years now, and I just love wearing it in the fall season. It's just perfect. It's another one of those fragrances that has, you know, some fresh elements to it, as well as some spicy and woody elements, and there's also some tobacco elements in here as well. I am talking about none other than Rehab by Initio Parfums Privé. This fragrance is awesome. It is, you know, it's got fresher elements like lavender and bergamot, but it's also got things like sandalwood. It's got patchouli in here. There's also, it's not listed, but there's a definite tobacco accord that I pick up running throughout this fragrance that makes it just perfect for this time of year. Performance, great. Compliments, definitely pulls compliments. It does remind me of Spice Bomb, but just given that niche treatment, okay? So if you're fans of, you know, fragrances like Spice Bomb, or maybe Tea for Two, or maybe Gucci Pour Homme 2, this fragrance would be right up your alley. One of my favorites from the brand Initio, and I highly recommend you check it out. Coming in at number 4 is Rehab by Initio Parfums. Rolling in at number 3 is a fragrance that, if you have been a part of the fragrance community online, or you are a fan of niche fragrances, then you know exactly what this is. Without further ado, Leighton Exclusive by Parfums de Marly is at number 3. This one, you know, you get cardamom, you get mandarin orange. They don't list green apple in this fragrance like they do the original, but I still pick up on that green apple accord. So that's providing some freshness. You also get things like cardamom in here. And with Exclusive, they added stuff like civet and oud and coffee. It's got a cozy effect to it as it dries down. A big compliment getter. Maybe not as much as the original Leighton, because this has a bit more challenging of a note breakdown. You know, civet is a bit animalic, so as it dries down, it does lean animalic, so don't blind buy this fragrance. There are some challenging aspects, but if you're a niche lover out there, chances are you probably already have this. But if you're into fragrances like this, you absolutely must try Leighton Exclusive. It is an awesome fragrance, you know, for the fall and winter, but specifically right now for fall, it is number 3 on my top 5 list. Leighton Exclusive by Parfums de Marly. Coming in at number 2 is a fragrance that is an absolute must for me in the fall. If I run out of this, I probably won't run out of it completely before I buy a backup bottle. This stuff is synonymous with fall. If you watched my video on my top 5 for fall last year, you've seen this fragrance. Coming in at number 2 is Barda by Nasamato. This one is, as the cap might lead you to believe, it's a very boozy fragrance. So you get this really realistic whiskey accord when you first spray it on. And that's followed by dried fruits and woods. And it dries down to this really amazing, musky, slightly creamy, boozy kind of a scent. This stuff just, I don't wear it outside of fall. When it gets really cold, yeah, this could work absolutely in the winter. But I wear this mainly in, October through into November a bit. It just really reminds me of like the Halloween season for some reason. I went out on, I'm a touring musician for those of you that don't know, and I wore this out on a fall tour a couple of years ago, and ever since then it has just become an absolute staple for me for fall. Nasamatos can be harder to locate. They're not gonna be at, Nordstrom. They're certainly not gonna be at like a Sephora or a Macy's, like a lot of these won't, but this is a little bit harder to track down. I highly recommend that you at least purchase a sample of this fragrance to try out. If you're into boozy scents, this is just about at the top of the list. I would put this right up there with a fragrance like Creation E by Roja Parfums in terms of my favorite boozy scents. So if you're into something like that, a must try, Barda by Nasamato at number 2. All right, guys, well, coming in at number 1 is potentially my favorite fragrance of all time. I go back and forth between this and 1 or 2 others from this brand. I'm talking about Amber Oud by Roja Parfums at number 1. This fragrance is almost hard for me to describe. It is absolutely incredible. It's incredible. It has so many different nuances and dimension to this. It's got lime and fig, but it also has rose and ambergris and oud. And it's just, the note list is incredible. And it is just become just my favorite to wear in the fall time. You do have those fresher elements, but you also have the darker elements. But this fragrance is so perfectly blended that it's very hard to pick out one note. I would say out of the note that I can pick out, it's the oud that is in here. The oud is apparent in here for sure. But all of the facets around the oud that make this fragrance special, it's hard to pinpoint them. It's just so masterfully blended, so masterfully done. Roja is just the height of luxury. This fragrance is luxurious. It is opulent. It is sophisticated. It is seductive. It's just everything that I want in a fragrance, and it is absolutely everything I want in a fall fragrance. It's just, if you can get a sample of this, or you can try it at a department store near you, you must try this. You must get it on skin and experience it for yourself. So coming in at number 1, Amber Oud by Roja Parfums. Well, there you have it. That is my top 5 list for fall of 2021. I want to hear from you guys now. Down in the comments, let me know. Have you tried any of these fragrances from this top 5 lists? What are some that you love? What are some that you don't love? Let's get a conversation started down in the comments, and I will see you guys soon.